Thursdays is our new show time. We went from Fridays to Thursdays, so we hope we can catch you every Thursday at 4 o'clock live while we make our fresh, healthy, easy, and simple recipes. This episode is dedicated to the first day of summer, which is coming right up with the summer solstice ending on June 21st. So this is a beginning to summer episode. Let's not forget to start off with our quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is from the 26th President, Theodore Roosevelt. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. That's our quote of the day. And some signs of strength and moments of resilience that I like to point out. First of all, let's define the word resilience. It's a term used widely in health, well-being, and sustainability. But the definition for resilient people are as follows. One who can grow and thrive in the face of adversity. And that's you. You can do that. Every single one of you can. You can thrive right here and right now for you and for your family. And you can start with health. And that's where we come in. We do 3 recipes once a week. I work for the extension. This is extension.unr.edu. So I work for UNR. And what we do is we teach nutrition education to the school district here in Clark County. But we're doing it virtually right here in my kitchen. So let's get started. Today's 3 recipes are Suzy's sweet street corn, and we're doing a grilled watermelon salad, and a watermelon and mint lemonade. Those are today's 3 recipes. They're going to be simple, they're going to be easy, and they're going to be really delicious because I tested them for you. So if we have any questions, we are live. You can ask questions, and my producer will raise his hand and let me know there's a question. And we're here for you. The whole nutrition team for the state is here live with us. So all of your questions can be answered, no matter what they are. They could be culinary, they could have to do with health and nutrition and maybe different disease questions for diets, whatever you like, that's what we do. Let's get started. We're doing a street corn. Typically, a street corn is made many different ways, but I wanted to find a way to make it healthy. So what I did was I shucked this corn and I charred it. You can either char it on a barbecue grill or you can char it right over the flame on your gas oven. It's up to you, but I charred the outside to get it nice and charred. That's step 1. Step 2 is I'm going to put my gloves on. This sweet street corn recipe was made because I made it over at my friend Lauren's house and it was delicious. If anybody's here that was there that day at that barbecue, it was amazing. And what made it so great for me was that fresh lime. But I figured out, let's figure out a way to make it healthier. So that's what I did. I came up and developed this recipe for you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the corn off the cob. And we're going to use a little ramekin inside of a bowl so that we can lean our corn right onto that bowl and we can easily cut it right off the cob. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut this charred corn right off the cob and it'll end up right in the bowl. So that's our first step in Suzy's sweet street corn recipe. Now, typically, you've probably made it with mayo or sour cream or butter and a lot of cheese. Well, we wanted to slim it down a lot and make it hit those dietary guidelines that we have for you because we want you to enjoy your summer and all of the fun that comes with it, but we also want you to gain health from it as well. That's what we do. Nutrition professionals, we're here for you to make your life healthier. And we want you to live disease-free. It's not impossible. You can do it with simple recipes like these. So I'm cutting this corn off the cob, and this is a good time for me to explain some history about the corn. Well, corn is the second most plentiful cereal grown for human consumption. It started about 7,000 years ago, and it started in central Mexico, and it started from wild grass. And this corn, everything on this corn can be used. The husks, the kernels, the stalks, the silks, everything. The silks are used for traditional teas. The stalks are used for animal feed. The kernels are used for ground for food. And the husks, well, you know the husks are used for tamales. So I've cut my corn right off the cob into this bowl. And now we have our corn. And then we're going to move on and make our dressing. After we make our dressing, we're then going to throw the corn right into this pan and we're going to saute it for a couple minutes. All righty, got my corn nice and cut off the cob into the bowl. Let me get rid of my little ramekin ramekin now, and I've got my corn right in the bowl. And I'll put this in the pan for now, but we're not going to do it yet. Let's get started on the avocado dressing. This avocado dressing is a game changer. I made it yesterday, and I put it into this little container so I could just squeeze it right out, right onto the corn. It made it a lot easier for me, but I got to make it in front of you. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to need is 2 avocados. So let's see here. I've got 1, and now I've got 2 avocados. I'm going to cut these out, but first of all, let's talk about avocados. Avocados are by far the most unique fruit on the planet. They have more potassium than a banana. Can you believe that? It's crazy. An avocado has 975 milligrams of potassium, where a banana only has 487. Isn't that amazing? Avocados are great in many ways. They can be used in guacamole. They can even be used in sushi. You can mash them. You can grill them. You can do a million things with them. But I'm going to cut them, and I'm going to make you an avocado mayonnaise dressing without mayonnaise. So I'm just going to take my sharp knife and hit the pit and bring it right out like that. Throw it right in my trash can right here. I'm going to take the pit, boom, pull it right out, stick it right here in the trash can. So I'm going to make you an avocado dressing. First thing I'm going to do is take this avocado right out of its skin. It's nice and ripe. And how do you know when an avocado is ripe? Well, there's many indicators. One is the seed on top. The seed on top of the avocado should pop right off when it's ready. Now, if your avocados are not ripe, you can throw them in a paper bag with other vegetables, and that's how you get them to become ripe immediately. That's a little trick about ripening up avocados, because sometimes they're so hard at the stores. Alrighty, I've got my avocado in the bowl. Let's see what else we're going to need here for this very healthy Suzy street corn recipe. So for the dressing, we're going to need 1/4 cup of sour cream. However, I switched that up and made it 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. So I figured, how can I lighten this up even more and add some probiotics? Well, here it is. I did it. So we're going to need 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. Let's do that. All righty, we've got 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. There we go. Next up, we're going to put our Greek yogurt away and get this off my glove. And now we're going to move on to the salt and pepper. It's going to be just a dash of each, a little dash of salt, a little dash of pepper. We're going to use a little dash of paprika right over here. And then we're going to use a tablespoon of avocado oil. Avocado oil is very interesting. It's much like olive oil. However, avocado oil is packed with linoleic acid, which oleic acid is what's rich in it. And it really does help us because it has antioxidants and healthy fats. So I'm going to put in here 1 tablespoon of avocado oil right into this avocado dressing that's going to dress our street corn. Next up, we're going to do 1 whole juice of a lime. Here's my lime, and we're going to juice this right up. So it's going to be 1 whole lime that we're going to juice right into this bowl. So I've got half a lime right here. Fresh lime, you just can't go wrong. It's really what made this recipe pop for me, and it's going to work for you too. Now, if you don't like lime, you have to use it. Don't worry. It's alkalizing, and it's going to open up this recipe, and everyone's going to ask, why is this so refreshing? It's because of the lime. So I've got my whole fresh lime poured right into the bowl. So this right here is my avocado dressing. And you can use a lemon or a lime, but lime is what I prefer because it really did make it awesome. So now I'm just going to use a fork, and I'm going to mix this together, and I'm going to turn my corn on and get it started. This corn is going to saute in just a little bit of grapeseed oil right here. And we're going to saute this corn up for a little bit to get it nice and warm. And we're going to take this avocado dressing. I'm not even going to mix it, guys, because I'm actually putting it into a food processor. So I'm going to put it into this food processor and mix it. And that's how we get this beautiful avocado dressing that I made. And I already put into this container because I made it nice and smooth and it comes out really creamy. So this is what I used, a food processor. Put the lid onto this. And I will mix this up and make you an avocado dressing that's going to make all your dreams come true. All righty, let's get started here. All righty. Looks like it's nice and smooth, just like we like it. And it's nice and smooth. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's what we wanted, guys. We wanted this beautiful, creamy, and rich avocado dressing, which is going to make this street corn pop. All right. So if you look here, you'll see how creamy it is. This is your avocado dressing. Now we're just going to heat up this corn. And to this corn, we're going to heat it up just to warm it up just a little bit. And when it warms up, we're going to actually add to it a little bit of garlic, just a little pinch of garlic in with the corn. And then we're going to add some raw vegetables, which is going to be a half of red bell pepper and a half of green bell pepper, which I already have chopped right over here. And we're going to add these raw vegetables to this sauteed corn. And then we're going to dress our plate with our beautiful dressing. And we are going to top it with some feta cheese and a little bit of paprika. And you've got the most beautiful, healthy Susie's sweet street corn recipe. It's all yours, and it's very simple. So I'm going to plate it up for you a little bit. We're heating up this corn just a little bit here to get a little sizzle on it. Once we get that sizzle, we'll then mix it with give this about 5 minutes, and we're going to mix it with the vegetables. And in that time, I can talk to you about a million things. That's why I came here, to talk to you about a million things. The garlic's already in here, sauteing with the corn, okay? When it comes to avocado, a lot of us might really not know how to use it, or we like it, but we're not really sure how to use it. Well, for one, if you watched my recipe on avocado toast, you'll see that I mashed that avocado with lemon juice. That's a game changer. Mashing it with lemon juice is the way to go. Avocados have 20 different vitamins and minerals. They have 7 grams of fiber. Can you believe that a whole avocado has actual fiber? It has 160 calories, 2 grams of protein, and 9 grams of carbs. It is so good for you, and it's fun. In 1969, they named avocado tree alligator pear tree. That's what they named it, because they do look like alligator. They look like alligator eggs, and they look like, or even dinosaur eggs. But they're fun to use. They mash up well, they're very versatile, and they're phenomenal. You can use them mashed guacamole, you can add them to mayo, you can flavor and texture almost everything. And it's up to you what you're gonna do with your avocado. So we mashed it and made an avocado dressing. Again, if you're just tuning in, we use plain Greek yogurt. We used a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of paprika. We used a whole juice of a lime, and we also used avocado oil, 1 tablespoon. This avocado oil right here is one of my new kitchen MVPs. I use it because of the healthy fats and the antioxidants. It's rich in lutein and carotenoids, which helps your eyes. It's versatile. You can use it in cold cooking oil. It's stable at high heat. It does everything. It's very easy, and it's healthy. So why not? You can actually add it to smoothies too. So I've got this going. I've got my corn sauteing here. Once my corn's done sauteing, I'm going to lay my corn on this plate. And if you were bringing this to a barbecue, you'd bring it into a big bowl and you mix it all together. But I'm going to lay it right here on its plate. It's going to look gorgeous. But first, we're going to add in our raw vegetables, which is our green bell pepper and our orange bell pepper, a half of each. And then I'm going to mix it with this very healthy avocado mayo, without mayo. And then we'll get started from there on our second recipe, which again, we're going to grill watermelon. Can you believe it? Have you ever grilled watermelon? Well, let me just tell you, it looks and feels like ahi tuna. It's the craziest experience ever, and I can't wait to show it to you. So I hear my corn sizzling over here. Nice and sizzling. Now, corn's on sale right now everywhere. You can get 5 for $2 at Albertsons. I mean, they're everywhere, and it's summertime, and that's when corn is used. And that's when it's great, too. So get out there, and you can even learn how to milk corn. Did you know you can milk corn? You can ask Linda Vogt. She told me how she does it, and it's a great recipe. That's a lot of fun to do. Everything. I mean, when you think about corn and you think about the husks, the silks, the stalks, everything, it's all being used, and it's for you, and it's a summertime vegetable. All ready for you. Let's get it started. I've got it nice and sizzling. I'm going to lay my corn. First, I'm going to mix it together in a bowl. I'm going to mix in my half of chopped red bell pepper and half of chopped orange bell pepper because we need a rainbow as usual. And then I'm going to add into this bowl the corn that's been sauteed with garlic and a little bit of grapeseed oil. This is our summer corn. And I'm going to put this right into this bowl with the raw bell peppers. That's a half of each. I've got my corn right here. So I'm going to take my corn off of the heat. And I'm also going to hand mix this. And then I'm going to add in my beautiful avocado dressing that was made fresh right in front of you. You saw what we did to lighten it up. I'm going to mix it together like this. And then I'm going to lay it on the plate. I'm going to top it with feta cheese and a little bit of paprika. Now you can use as much or as little as you want, but when I tell you this is beautiful, this is going to make everybody wonder who made this dish and why does it taste so good? Well, you can tell them you made it because it's light, it's healthy, it's got a lot of great vitamins and minerals, and you care about them. That's why you brought them a healthy dish. Not to say I didn't care about those people at the barbecue last week that I made the unhealthy version. I care about you guys too, but I knew that it wasn't heart healthy. I knew I had to lighten it up a little. So now I'm going to top my plate off with some feta cheese and a little bit of paprika for some more color. And then I'm going to take it to the barbecue, or I'm going to use it for my family dinner, or I'm going to show up to a barbecue potluck or a picnic. Let me get my paprika right here. Top this off just a little bit. And you've got your Chef Suzy healthy summer sweet corn. I'm going to show this, give you a little close up here. And this is the healthy street corn recipe. I hope you enjoy it, and we're going to keep moving. Do we have any questions? Any questions here? We love questions because that's what we do, guys. We teach nutrition. Your questions help us help you and help other people just like you. You wouldn't believe how many people you can help just by asking questions about your disease-related questions or how you cook at home, how you can make things lighter. We love what we do, and we hope you love it too. And we appreciate you being here with us. We're live. That's how we do it every week. Next week, on Thursday, June 25th, we're going to make red, white, and blue pops. They're going to be popsicles made with red, white, and blue colors, healthy popsicles. We're also going to do a patriotic berry trifle and a star-spangled jello. That's going to be a lot of fun. But this recipe and today's episode was dedicated to summer. I wanted to talk about the summer solstice, which is happening this week, and you're all going to be a part of it. At about 5:44 p.m., the sun will reach its greatest height on June 20th. The sun appears to stand still. Sol means sun. Sistere means stand still. And that's how they came up with the summer solstice. In the winter, there's a winter solstice. The Chinese call it yin and yang, yin for the summer and yang for the winter. It's a great day, and it's the shortest day of the year in December and the longest day of the year in June. And that's why we're celebrating it this week. It's the first day of summer, and you can celebrate it your way too. It's celebrated all over the world. So we wanted to make sure you knew about that, and we're here for you. So we're going to get our pan nice and hot, and we're going to get started on our grilled watermelon salad. Can you believe we're grilling watermelon? You better believe it. So what I did was I took this watermelon. This is a small, sweet watermelon, and I made sure to find a yellow spot on it like this one. This yellow spot shows that it was sunbathed, that the sun hit it, which means it's ripe. Then I knocked on it to make sure I could feel that it was hollow. That's how you know there's a lot of water and that it's juicy and delicious. And you want to make sure you pick out good watermelons. I've been loving these little watermelons this week because they're just so very, very sweet and juicy. 92% of water is in watermelon. That's a great fact right there. It adds to hydration. It's got antioxidants. It's got vitamins. The seeds were found in King Tut's tomb. That means it goes back way forever. This is a seedless watermelon, and that's the kind you want to use in your recipe, a seedless watermelon. They're from 7th century India. In the 10th century in China, they were the #1 producer. They are prescribed as a diuretic, and they help with heat strokes. You put a cool rind of a watermelon on someone's head, and it helps them with a heat stroke. Can you believe that? How unique is that? It's pretty cool. So I cut this watermelon in half, and what I did was I cut it into small cubes, little squares, just like this. These are little squares, and it's all about how you cut up your watermelon. You want to make sure it's in little squares like this one. So the first thing we're going to do with our watermelon is we're going to spice it up. I'm going to take this pan off the heat for a moment until I get ready. We're going to spice up this watermelon for the salad. And then after we spice it, we're going to throw it in the pan and we're going to grill it. So how do we spice watermelon? Let's see here. How do we spice watermelon? Well, the first thing we're going to do is add half a lemon and a half a lime. Let's get that started into our spiced watermelon. 1/2 of a lemon and a half a lime. I think I may need a lime if you could throw me one in the fridge over there. So I've got a half of a lemon. I'm going to juice this half of a lemon and pour it right over to my beautiful watermelon. This fresh cut watermelon, I'm telling you guys, I never really realized how important it is how you cut the watermelon. It is so important. When you cut it into bite-sized pieces, people have an easier time enjoying it. And it makes a big difference. And it did for me, and I hope it does for you. So I've got my half a lemon, and now I'm going to put in my half of lime. And we're going to spice up this watermelon. Spiced watermelon is used in many dishes in the culinary world to spice up and add all kinds of flavor to fish dishes. You can do it any way you like. So remember, this is a half of a watermelon, a seedless watermelon, a half of a lemon, and a half of a lime. And we're going to spice it up a little bit with a little bit of cayenne and a little bit of paprika and some mint. So I've got my half of a lime, my half of a lemon. We're going to add some paprika seasoning. We're going to add some fresh mint. I've got the mint right over here. Now this mint is important, okay, because we're going to take these mint leaves and we're going to slice them down into long, flat ribbons. These long ribbons are going to show up on top of those watermelon chunks and make it look gorgeous. So that's a pretty important thing to do, is to make sure they're nice long ribbons. Very important. So we've got our watermelon ready to go. I just need to add some of my cayenne pepper. Got it right here. A little pinch of cayenne. You can put as much as you want in. If you like it real spicy like Miss Ruthie, she'd put the whole jar in. So I've got my watermelon spiced and ready to go. And now I'm going to throw it into the pan. I'm going to get my pan nice and warm. And I'm going to throw this whole bowl of watermelon right into the pan. No oil needed because it's got a lot of juices from the watermelon. And you're going to notice that it's going to sear on one side. And then you can toss it, sear it on another. And it turns super red, which makes it look like ahi tuna, which is super crazy. And it's awesome. So we'll get our salad part ready. Our salad part is going to consist of arugula. Have you ever worked with arugula? It's one of my favorite greens. Arugula is also known as the garden rocket because it grows at rocket speed. This arugula is going to be put into a bowl to make an arugula salad. This is going to be a great recipe because arugula is so good for you. You cannot go wrong with arugula any way you can get it. So you can make this salad as big or as small as you like. Just going to make a smaller one for you. I'm sauteing all of my watermelon. Just going to check on it. It's nice and it's getting redder and redder as it goes because that's what the heat does to it. It's a beautiful experience. And then we're going to toss in our heated watermelon to our arugula. And then we're going to toss it together. You see here? This arugula is nice and ready for the watermelon. The watermelon is nice and hot. So what we're going to do is we're going to strain it a little bit. We're going to strain this watermelon just to make sure we keep all of these juices to the side. We're going to use them as a dressing after. And then we're going to toss our watermelon right into the arugula, just like so. What we're going to do here, guys, is now I've got my arugula and my watermelon. I've got my spiced watermelon with my arugula, and now we're going to add a little bit of a dressing to this salad. This dressing is going to be made with some balsamic vinegar, some extra virgin olive oil, and a teaspoon more of lemon juice. So I'll squeeze my teaspoon of lemon juice. I'll put my 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar. Can't go wrong with balsamic vinegar. And then we're going to toss it together. And guess what? You've got the best salad ever, but we've got one last step. That last step, guys, is shaved Parmesan. We're going to put some nice thin slices of Parmesan cheese right into this salad for you, because the shaved Parmesan really adds to the salad because each bite gets a small sliver of cheese, which is really nice. So I've got my Parmesan cheese here. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to use my vegetable peeler to peel these slices right into it, into nice long ribbons. You can see it comes right off looking exactly how we need it. Long, thin ribbons. You can go ahead and just slice that right in there. This is a Parmesan cheese, and it makes this salad pop. Okay. You can put as much or as little as you like, or none at all. But this is ready to plate. Let's get this party started. So we've got our grilled watermelon, our arugula, our shaved Parmesan, and we're going to start the plating process. I want to make sure we get nice, beautiful chunks of watermelon in there. We want to make sure we get those beautiful ribbons of Parmesan cheese. It's a great salad. It's light, it's delicious, it's warm, and it's a way to make arugula pop. And that's the goal here. But when you taste the way this watermelon tastes after it's been grilled, it is amazing. So I'm going to give you a close-up on this grilled watermelon salad. People will be blown away you bring that to a party. So our next recipe and our last recipe of the day is a homemade fresh squeezed watermelon and mint lemonade. Watermelon and mint lemonade is amazing. I've been drinking it for 3 days, and it's gonna be hard not to get used to because it is unbelievable. So I hope you like it as much as I do. What you do is you grab your watermelon. So you'll grab your whole watermelon, you'll cut it in half, and then how are we gonna squeeze it, guys? All we have to do is, let me put these pans underneath. All you have to do, guys, is put your watermelon right into this blender. You'll blend your watermelon into a blender, and then you'll strain your watermelon right into a measuring cup like so, and something like this to strain your watermelon. And then after your watermelon is strained, then you'll pour it into a container, something like this one here, and you'll have fresh watermelon juice. And that's how you can do it. I'm going to save the trouble, but you know what I'm talking about. You'll take your watermelon, cut it up, put it in a blender, blend it, then strain it, and you've got fresh watermelon juice. Now we're going to make lemonade. The first thing I'm going to use is ice cubes that I made out of watermelon. I put little tiny ice cubes, the same cubes that we've been talking about. This is the way I'm always going to cut them from now on. They're little 1 by 1 inch cubes, and they're ice. I put them in the freezer and made it into ice. So let's see how this works. So I've got my watermelon ice cubes, and then I'm going to add some lemon. How much lemon? Let's see here. We've got my lemon juicer over here. And I've got my lemons here. So we're going to put about 2 ounces of fresh squeezed lemon juice into the cup. And then we're also going to put 4 ounces of our homemade watermelon juice. And you can also eat the cubes. How fun is that? So there's a lot to do here with this one. So I've got my lemon juice. I'm going to pour my lemon juice right into here. It's going to go right over my awesome watermelon ice cubes. And then I'm going to add my fresh squeezed watermelon juice. And then I'm going to add some beautiful mint. Now, last week's episode, we showed you how to slap your glass with mint. We're going to do it again. Slap it up. That's for you, George. We're slapping the mint because when you slap it against the glass, it gives that aromatic flavor, and it's amazing. So we're going to add some beautiful mint into our glass. I'm going to put about 3 leaves. I'm going to save some for a garnish, and then I'm going to top it off with water. Then I'm going to actually mix it together with this straw. Now, this is when people usually add a little bit of sugar or a little bit of agave or honey. It's up to you, but I no longer need it. It tastes great just the way it is. So I've got the water, I've got the lemon, and I've got the fresh squeezed watermelon juice with the mint. Now I've got my mint garnish. And you can also garnish it with a little bit. We've got the mint. And all we have to do here, guys, is drink it and enjoy your summer. This is a watermelon mint lemonade with many health benefits. It'll be delicious. You bring a picture of that to a party, you can thank me later. So next week, we're here every Thursday. We're going to make red, white, and blue pops. We're going to do a patriotic berry trifle and a star-spangled jello. As we get closer to July 4th, we're going to keep it very patriotic for you, and we're going to make you look like a rock star with your awesome July 4th themed recipes. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Thursday. Thank you so much.